The Chicago Bears offensive playbook in Madden 26 is one of the best playbooks in the entire game. And we're going to be breaking it down right here for you guys. We're going to go through, kind of share with you some of my favorite audibles for kind of every formation. And then we'll get on the field and actually give you some real setups that I think are going to make this offense kind of come together. This offense has a variety of formations that can attack both man coverage, zone coverage, can run the ball well out of it. This is a full playbook that is equipped to win at the highest of levels. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, this wing pair heavy. This is a good formation in this game. It's a good kind of red zone style formation. You have a stretch, you have a duo run, and then you actually have some good passing that you can do out of this as well. Take a look at some of the plays. This motion mesh drive, motion HB plunge, motion spot would probably be a play that you would want to have. And then really just the PA counter shot, I think, makes the most sense there. What's nice is they have a plethora of these, kind of formations. This one right here is just great because, I mean, literally, I would just run all runs here. They have every good run that you could want from the wing pair, wing tight combination. This wide zone, the dive, and the duo, to me, those three are just a great combination. So if you can get those at all, you definitely want to have those in your arsenal. As far as a passing play here, I'm just going to go with this double outs play, and then deuce close. We have the motion duo. We have an 0-1 trap. We got to get that 0-1 trap in there. Definitely want to have that. And then see motion duo. We have a zone weak. We don't have a stretch run, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think we do have that. But we do have bench, which is a really good play, and we have PA post cross. This single back you off trips is not really that powerful. I would say this is kind of one of those formations that don't really run a ton, but we do have motion power. We do have this motion PA corner kind of with a speed flat route. And then we have, let's see here, those are kind of it for that. Now, what I love about this playbook is they have the combination of tight wide flex and bunch X nasty as under center audibles. So you can set these. And what's nice is, again, your main passing formation is going to be, bunch or, trips, or we're going to go over wild trio weak in this one. So, you have really good passing play, but then you can audible down. Let's say they give you a look where you're like, oh, I want to run the ball on this. Well, you actually have a really, really good under center running formation in tight wide flex, which is extremely valuable in my opinion. You also have this bunch X nasty. What's nice about this bunch X nasty is you have this play motion X whip. This is a really, really good play with a short corner on the left side that you could kind of build around. And then you have, I believe, those are the main things that you want to have. The PAX out cross, I think, makes a little bit of sense as well. But you just kind of have some really cool plays that you can build around. Now, for their I formation formations here, they do have this I form wing. What's nice about this I form wing is it has a power G. It also has a power O and a fullback dive. So this is a really, really good little red zone style of running formation. And then I just have the basic PA power O right there. They also have the Y off close. What's nice about the Y off close is it has auto motion runs that are good, and it also has auto motion passing play. So I like this SFT motion weak, HB ISO, and then really any of these motion, cheat motion with the wheel, PA counter, really nice little pass play there. And then I would probably just have your basic stretch run. So you have a couple little things you can do from there. You have a weak close with that fullback power. This fullback power, really good run in the red zone. You have a zone weak off of that as well. And then you have, bench switch. You have a couple of passing plays that I would say, I think this PA boot slide is really good. And then I would just have probably mesh, honestly, as kind of that other play in that formation. So those are it for the under center stuff. And now we're going to be taking a look at the shotgun formations. They don't have any pistol in this playbook, but they do have some really good shotgun formations. This formation right here is a great formation in the red zone. You have the halfback punch run, which is amazing. The inside zone, which you can have that. And then you have just some basic passing plays. So it's pretty much already set up for you there. Wing slot offset. This is kind of an up and coming red zone formation over the last couple of years, and it is really, really good in this year's game. What I like to do is the duo run. I like to also have this outside zone in case they're giving me a look for that. Four verticals is a great passing play. PA double post is a great passing play. If you wanted to have that halfback punch, I think you should, because it gives you kind of that 0-1 trap with the pulling guard that is really helpful. And then as far as passing plays go, I think really anything, I don't think you even need to pass the ball that much from this, but I think PA double post just gives you the most amount of good routes in this formation. Doubles halfback week. This is a really good off meta formation that you have, and you have it in this playbook. You have this play shake halfback corner. This is one of the best plays. You also have an RPO read bubble. So these two have to be in your audibles, in my opinion, if you're going to run this. These two plays are extremely, extremely effective. Now, when we start to get into some of the other plays, I honestly feel like you're in a pretty good spot with the play PA seams because it gives you those seam streaks on the left hand and right hand side. And then the play action, or the other passing play that I would say makes the most sense if you're really just looking at the routes and the things that they're able to do. I think honestly, the best play would probably just be this Salem wide corner, because it has a running back speed in, which is really good for attacking, or speed out, which is really good for attacking man coverage. That's how I started the doubles HB week. They also have what I would consider to be probably the best normal Y off close formation in the entire game. This formation is really, really powerful, and it has a couple of plays that you need. So if you're going to be audibling into this formation, which is what I probably would assume you're going to do in Bears because there's so many good formations, I would set the following audibles. I would have the cheat flat X post, the PA snag. Those right there, you have to have those plays. Those plays are staples of this formation. You have to have those two plays. After that, you could kind of do, kind of whatever in terms of that. You can kind of build a lot of the plays this year. I would probably go ahead and have Y sail just because it has that unique fade on the right hand side and that speed table route. And then as far as a run goes, doesn't really necessarily matter a ton. You could kind of go with whatever run you want to go to. I will tell you that this jet touch pass is a lot worse than it was last year. So I'd probably just go with this RPO zone peak because I can hot route everybody on the field and I have a bubble screen attached to it. Gun slot right. This is a kind of almost like a shotgun running formation. Don't run this a lot, but it does have some good runs. I think one of the best ones is this halfback ISO. Really, really good run in this formation. You also have these RPO read flat, really good play. And then I would go verticals because you have that unique seam streak. And then as far as another passing play, I don't know that you necessarily have to have another passing play, but I would probably just run this quarterback slot option, kind of a unique running play within this formation. Now they also have Y off trips, and this is where I think Bears becomes one of the better formations in the entire game or one of the better offenses in the entire game because they have some stuff like this. They have a halfback direct snap out of this, if I can find it, halfback direct snap out of this. They also have the RPO read flat, so they have two really, really good run plays. They have a good four verticals out of this. And then if you wanted to, you could kind of do anything with this last slot. You could put the halfback counter run, which is actually a really good run. You could also do the motion stick and nod, which I like that play just because you're going to get that return route within the play kind of built into it. So I'm going to go motion stick and nod. But these series of plays here is good. Another thing you could do is just the basic inside zone, because this RPO flat, is going to have a little bit of a different blocking scheme than the basic inside zone. Or you could go halfback counter, kind of up to you. I think I'm going to leave the counter in there for now. And then let's talk about this Y off trips week. This is a great formation to kind of mix and merge with one of your mainstay formations in this playbook. What's nice about Y off trips week is they have a play here called fade stops. It has a short post to the slot receiver, and you can kind of build around that from a running perspective. You also have this tackle trap, which is kind of a cool running play. And then you do have this other play here, the quick fork zig, great red zone play. And then I just think they have the best like Y off trips or Y trips or Y off trio. That those combination of plays are really, really, really good. And then really the last passing play that I think makes the most amount of sense could go a couple different options here, but I think in general, just a basic either stick or 22Z in either one of those. What both of those plays have is they have a speed flat to the running back, which is going to do a really good job. So I'd probably actually reorganize everything like this, but I really want to have fade stops and stick. And I love this quick fork zig play, and then tackle trap is a really, really good run. Now, this Y op trio week is going to be my base formation in this that I want to go over today because I think the best one, or at least one of the best ones, is in the Bears playbook. And again, we have a lot of things that we can audible around to within this as well. But I love this formation. I love this playbook, or I love this formation and the routes that you have. So one of the best plays is outs. It has a good table route. It has a short post to the slot receiver, like just a good all around play. You have halfback base, which is a great running play. And then really from there, you're going to kind of be building around those couple of plays. This play sticking up is 100% going to be the base play that we're going to go over. It is really, really good. You do have quick fork zig in this as well. If you want to put that in your audibles as one of your other plays that you could potentially go to, you have some auto motion stuff that I think is really, really effective. The one thing they don't have that I wish they did is a little bit better of a four verticals play. Their four verticals play, as you see, is just a basic streak. Unfortunately, they don't have a speed running back in route either off of a standard route. It's going to be off of a block and release. So those are some negatives and some downsides. But what I would say is you do have this one of the hardest routes to get in this year's game. If we look at this, is this PA wide receiver in. It has kind of a flatter wheel. And then in this spot right here, what I would probably do is just have that four verticals play, just because it's always nice to have that crosser to the tight end and that solo wide receiver on a fade. Bunch X Nasty. They actually have a really good Bunch X Nasty. They have motion corner under with the short corner on the left side. They also have let's see if we actually have that one play. Do we not have it? Let's actually just go through here and look at all the plays. Motion clear HB seam. This motion is a little unique. It's a little different than what you might expect, and that is a really, really good play from that formation. You have motion outside zone, not a great run, in my opinion. I can't find the one motion play. So it looks like for the run play here, what I'd probably do is just have base, which again, the base runs on this game are really good. And then honestly, last play, you could do a couple things. You could either go spacing switch with with this really nice speed table. You could go smash return. You could go drive corner with the running back speed in. You could do a lot of different things with this last slot here. I think in general, I really like this play motion corner under, motion Y corner under, because it has kind of that return route that does a really good job against man coverage. Bunch spread, another formation that is just nice to have. It can get a couple of things accomplished for you offensively. One of the things you have in this is you have a lot of really good short corner routes. So one of the ones that I would suggest is this motion slot under. You have an outside zone run, which is really good. And then you have motion slot hitch with that backside post. And then for the last play here, you can kind of do a lot of different things in terms of what you want to do here. But what I like is this drive wide corner, because I get a running back speed in and a stock fade on the left. Double stack, not really something I would run a ton, to be honest with you, but it's not terrible. You have RPO alert trap, RPO alert screen, and then you have an RPO read screen. And then for the passing play, I think stack out is probably the best passing play in that formation. Gun spread. This actually is a really, really good gun spread. What you'll see from this gun spread is it has a short post on the outside receiver, which is really hard to get in this game. So what I like to do is have H wheel, has to be in your audibles. It's got a good table. It's got a wheel. It's got a post. Like, it's a good play. And then the other thing that you have in this formation that I think is really good is you have these RPO. You can run draw. You have mesh post here. What's nice about mesh post is it has that stem downable corner. That is actually a really great route in this year's game, and it's also really good from spread because you're going to be able to get that short corner really isolated. So I like to have that play in the arsenal. And the other play that I think makes a lot of sense is Z spot. As you see on the right side, that is a short corner route as well. For the run play, honestly, I would prefer just a basic inside zone. I don't love this RPO. I think it's kind of too complex. So I would probably just go with a basic inside zone. Gun trips. This is a great formation, more college football-y, but it is a great overall formation. They don't have the best one, though. I would say that. Their RPO alert bubble is good. RPO peak stick. And then fade stops is a really good play, but that's what I would do from there. Now, what's nice about Bears is they have a great trips tight end flex formation. So you're going to see that you have motion Y post, verticals, P shot crossers, and then you have the ability to run whatever you want to do from a running perspective here. One of the other plays that I think you need to have in your trips is this Y out and up play. As you see, it puts a short corner route on the left side. So it's a really great play that you can kind of build around. Trips halfback weak. Again, these kind of formations are, nice to have formations. They're not like a crazy overpowered, but they're nice to have formations. I don't really have a lot of power audibles from here. I would say just in general, this RPO or bubble probably makes a lot of sense to have that in the audibles if I could find it. And then quick slants, as you see, you have a speed table route, which is really good. For verticals, you could stem that slot receiver or that middle trips receiver. You could stem him up, and he would be a really good route for you. And then really the last one, I would say you probably want to have the play action wide receiver in. Tight Y off week, as you see. I mean, this playbook is super deep. It's probably the deepest playbook in the game. Just in terms of all of the good stuff from it. Their tight open is not bad. You definitely want to have these short corners, this drive, stutter, flat, really good play. You have inside zone, return verticals burst, and then let's see if we have that one play from this. I don't think we do. Love to have a short corner on the right side. You can kind of create it out of this empty formation, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it. So I'd probably just leave it like this. Bench return, I would probably go with that play. Yeah, I think I would probably go with that play. But anyways, that is that. Empty chips nasty. The one thing about Bears is it should have this empty base trio quarterback draw is pretty good. But in general, those are the audibles that I like to use. And now I want to go over some plays. So some of my favorite plays out of some of my favorite formations. We obviously have a lot of ways that we can audible around. What's nice about this wild trio is this is a really good base formation. It's a spread out formation. You can audible to all kinds of different things. You can audible, as you'll see here, to bunch nasty, and it's a relatively quick audible, and you can run your play like so. Really good high level play right here, and this is that short corner on that left side. See if Caleb can make that throw. He certainly can. The other thing that you could do is you can audible to your runs out of this wild trips. And you see this is, again, a relatively quick audible. I like to drag this guy here. And this RPO read flat is amazing. It's really hard to stop that RPO in this game. Okay, so you have those couple of audibles there. Another one that you have is cheat flat X post. What's nice about this is, you can kind of, the other thing about this is when you audible, you're going to get faster hot routes. You're going to get the ability to kind of set your plays up a little quicker. So anyways, this normal wild close is so good. This cheat flat post is really, really, really good. It is a play that I think you must run if you're going to run this version of it. One of the best setups that a lot of people don't do out of this would be a wheel on the tight end. That's going to be a really great route to pull for your running back. And then you have kind of that high-low over the middle of the field. I love Caleb Williams' release in this game, actually. I think it's really good. Anywho, so you have that. And then you also, what's nice about this normal off close is you have a short post on both sides. So you have the ability to run that short post from cheat flat, and then you have the ability to run the short post from PA snag. which is really, really, really good as it kind of gets into that soft spot there on the right-hand side. I'll show you another setup out of this PA snag that I think is really good. And that is just a basic, something like this. What's nice about this is this will really clear out well for your post. Look at the crazy, look at the 3-man sheds, bro. If you guys don't know, 3-man sheds are actually crazy in this game, in my opinion, compared to what they've been in the last couple of years, especially in practice mode, but compared to what they've been in the last couple of years, the 3-man sheds go crazy in this game. But anyway, as you see, great route that gets into a great spot of the field. But anyways, let's talk about WoW Trio. So what do I like to do? What's my base setups? And how do I like to run the offense? So first and foremost, let's talk about this against man coverage. Obviously, you got to be able to beat man coverage. So what I like to do is we're going to run this play. And the only thing you have to do from a setup perspective is you're going to block the running back and you're going to drag the tight end. And you're going to be looking for this tight end quick. Now, you can also stem this return route down and make it run a little faster. And really, our first read is always this tight end route. If that tight end route gives you any level of space whatsoever, you want to take that and you want to wear the defense out by hitting, kind of those underneath areas of the field. But then the next thing that we have within this is our return route. So you'll see our drag, but then we have that return route, and then we have this post coming backside. Now, what's nice about that post route is very similar to the post route out of PA Snag. It's a really good short post that will do a really good job of being able to attack man-to-man coverage consistently. And it's a short post, so it gets zone. It's going to get underneath of the yellows really, really easily in this game. So a lot of things we can do to kind of build around that route. But as you can see, it is a really good man beater. Now, the other route that's a good man beater is this return route. You'll see if he can actually Marlon Humphrey is doing just a fantastic job of, kind of pressing him into the oblivion here. But we'll just show this a little bit with like off coverage man so he can actually run the route. But essentially, this return route has a really good chance at beating man. You'll see, cuts outside, goes inside, and then right in that little pocket right there. Now, Marlon Humphrey is Marlon Humphrey, so, kind of is what it is. But let me just try it one more time. And I'm going to I did not mean to press. I'm going to do that so he doesn't mess him up. But Marlon Humphrey in this game is kind of crazy. But what you'll see is when he gets that coverage, gets that leverage right there, that's the cut that you want to hit. So anyways, that route is a nice route against man coverage. Can't show the full power of it with Marlon Humphrey out there just because of the radius discrepancies in regs. But in MUT, that's going to be even better because you're not going to have those same level of discrepancies generally. So anyways, so that's how that play beats man. How does this play beat zone? So the way that this play beats zone is kind of very similar. And you're going to see here, number one, our first read is that throw right there. If we can make that throw consistently, that is going to help us a lot. Now, the other thing that you could do is you can flat the running back, okay? So, like, if you're not worried about pressure, you can flat the running back. That'll pull the curl flat out, and it creates this little crease where you can hit that tight end again and again and again. And what that's going to do is just by hitting that route over and over again, it's going to make them want to put their hooks on 5 or just shade underneath in general. Once they start to do that, then you're going to have the post route kind of in this little pocket right here. As you can see, just a really, really nice route. Now, another thing that you could do is, let's say they're running a lot of cover 4 hard flat. You can put your running back on a table route, and then you can slant your tight end. So it's going to go a little deeper. What's going to happen here is that flat gets pulled. The slant is going to be able to be thrown kind of right in that window against the coverage as well. So that is another way in which you can attack, kind of that cover 4, cover 3 type of situation. Now, what about cover 2? So if they run cover 2, a lot of times the cloud will back up with the post. And so there's this little window underneath again where we can just take that layup throw, take that drag. You have to take that drag consistently because that's going to force them into this, cover 3 or cover 4 hard flat, which then now they have to be kind of on top of things with their switch stick, and they have to use the post well. And you'll see here that I can throw this post all the way across the field, as you see right there. So it's a hard route to defend consistently, and that's why I really like it. Now, the other thing that we can do, and I think this is actually a really underrated setup for this play, is, again, this is a little bit more specific to cover four hard flat. But what you could do because of the alignment of the formation is you can slot fade your slot receiver, corner out your tight end like this, and then drag this outside receiver. Now, when I do that, you can put that running back on a table really easily. It's going to attack really perfectly timing. But watch this corner route to the tight end. As you see, it gets into a nice little spot that is hard to guard if you're running a cover four hard flat defense. Now, the thing about that is, let's say that they switch stick to go guard the, let's say they switch stick to go guard the corner. You're still going to have on the back side of this, you know, you're still going to have your post. So I'll show you kind of how that works. Because again, if they're switch sticking to go guard the tight end corner route, then they're not going to be in the middle of the field to guard your post. So you'll see here, they switch stick over there, and then that throw right there is in the open. The other thing is if they're being, you know, undisciplined in their coverage or whatever, even if they are shading underneath, if they don't zone drop these hooks, then this little drag underneath is going to get a lot of separation. So you're going to see here, see how those yellows back up, and then you can throw that underneath for easy yardage. So those are some ways in which you can just use this base play here and do a really good job at attacking a variety of coverages. Another setup that I really like is the streak slot fade and a backside drag. So it looks like this. Again, this idea here, let's say they run like a cover two on that wide side. You're going to see that, you know, the drag is going to be wide open for you on that left-hand side. Now, if they do run like let's say you ran a combo like this and they run a cover two, the thing you need to know this year is the deep halves will do a really good job of kind of getting out to the sideline, as you see over there on the right-hand side. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to bomb cover two like that, but one of the best ways to bomb cover two is actually to just utilize like a basic post. So reset, and we'll just use a regular post. We'll stem it up at least once, and then we'll have like a comeback route on the right-hand side, and then you can really do whatever, right, underneath of it. But basically what's going to happen is that post can split the cover two a lot easier this year, and the mid read is not going to defend that post route consistently. And again, this is the hot routed post, and I'm going to typically stem him up at least once. And then, you know, if you put your running back on a wheel, this is definitely going to work well. Something like that. And then what you'll see here is if we, kind of messed up the mid read there, but show that one more time. Kind of got messed up. But this is a way that you can kind of attack cover two. So you stem that guy up and do something like that on the left-hand side. You can do really whatever to pull the safety on the left. But what you'll see is if you have time here, the mid-read's actually playing it really wildly well for some reason. Might have to have something to actually hold the mid-read. Anyways, it's just a great play. It's a play that you want to build around within this formation. Another play that you have is you have this play outs. The reason I like this play is because you can run just a basic, you know, streak on your solo receiver, and you can attack cover four hard flat this way. What's nice is that this slot post is a short post, so it gets into a really nice area of the field. One of my favorite ways to run this play is to have a comeback route on the outside. And then if you want to zig the tight end, you can do that. Or you can do a mesh underneath like this. And either one of these are going to be really, really good. This running back in route is a great route. If they're not hard flatting, there they were. But if they're not hard flatting, you know, you can hit that. And then if they are hard flatting and they take the running back away, then the comeback route late in the play is going to be wide open. You'll see here this kind of deep throw, really nice route to be able to hit against, you know, any coverage. So that's another play that I like. The PA wide receiver in with the wheel route. We'll talk about cover two. You'll see here the post will pop cover two over the middle of the field. So this next play will apply to both formations, but I did want to go over to this Y off trips week. As you see, it is a really fast audible, and all we're going to do is we're just going to drag, post, and streak. So it looks like that on the left side. And what this is good for is a lot of the zones will just basically run away from this arrow route. So you'll see here, if we wait patiently, he will get wide open underneath a lot of zones. It's really hard route to defend, hard route to user even. And they kind of have to user it to properly defend that. And so if we just have, really just a basic combo like this on its left-hand side, if they're over there on the right, then that allows us to throw our post on the backside against the zone coverage. So that is another play that I like. Again, I like how fast these audibles are. Fade stops is cool because it has that short post, and you could just run something like this, and you're going to be in a good spot. You'll see that short post and that drag create kind of that natural high-low, and you're able to attack that. So, anyways, that is a really nice audible that you have in this play. You also have this play stick, which the reason I wanted to go over this is my favorite way to set this play up is really just a flat, the flat zig here on the right, and then the stick and slant. So what's nice about this is this flat will suck inside, and you can throw that speed flat against everything in this game. It's really hard to guard that. That was a hard flat. It's not going to get out there, and you're going to constantly be able to throw that route off of the play stick. You also have this little flat zig. What's nice about this is this flat zig just really manipulates yellow zones. It's a really easy way to manipulate yellow zones in this game. Another audible that you have that I think is really good is this motion clear seam play. What you do is streak this guy on the left side, flat the running back, drag the tight end, post the slot. So it looks like this. And what's nice is you'll see that this motion is going to run really clean, and you'll see that this just really attacks, zone coverage in a variety of ways. So let's say they're running a lot of cover 2 here to the left side. This is one of the easiest ways to attack cover 2 in this game. You get into this play quickly. If you snap the ball immediately when you motion, he will motion really fast, goes across, and you'll see that little auto motion fade is going to beat the cover 2 on that left-hand side. So this is a great audible because it really just kind of breaks down their coverage a lot, right? Another way that you can go is motion corner under. One of the best setups out of this one. Actually, you'll see here. I think this is one of the best setups in the game right now because this table route pulls the flats out, and then the yellow got pulled inside for just a second. You can throw that in that little spot right there, and then if they user over on that side, then what you're able to do with this play is you are able to run a stem down corner on the right side. So you'll see here that this corner route should get really nice separation. We'll see, kind of ran his route poorly, but you're still able to throw that against the coverage. So, really nice route there. And then other audibles that you have, I think the tight open audible is pretty cool because you have the drive stutter flat. What's nice about tight open is, it's not that big of a deal to flip the formation, but what's nice is you have a short corner. So these short corners are really valuable. Do something like that, and you'll see that this short corner does a really good job of kind of attacking space on that left side. It gives you some options, right? So you have the normal close audible. You also have this Y off trips audible where you can run the ball. This halfback direct snap run is really good. You'll see here, it's just a really good short yardage run, and it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop that run. It's hard to stop that in combination with the RPO flat and then verticals. What I would do, this is a good verticals in my opinion, and it's really good against cover 2. So what I would do with this is just put the running back on an out route or an in route, either way. But what you're going to see is against cover 2, that slot, got another pressure. That slot is going to pop cover 2 consistently. And these are all relatively quick audibles. So if they're running, cover 2, then, you could run like a comeback and a out for cover 3. But against cover 2, all you got to do is pass lead this up into the middle, and this seam streak is really good at attacking cover 2. And then let's say you guess wrong and it's cover 4. Well, you have this comeback route on this left-hand side, which is really good against cover 4, as you see right there. Okay, so that's how you can use use that formation to attack a variety of defenses. We talked a little bit about normal off close. You also have Y sail here. Now, this Y sail is not perfect in my opinion. It's not as good as it's been last year, but really a best setup from this year is something like this. And you can hit that tight end seam streak, or if the yellow's back up, then the drag will be wide open underneath of it. So again, these are just quick plays, easy plays that you have to be able to attack the defense. Doubles weak, shake halfback corner. We have that short post on the left side. What I like to do here is a drag, and then what I would do on this is really a comeback route. I think makes the most sense. So you have a high-low there on the right side, and then you have this this post that just breaks coverage, as you see. I mean, just breaks coverages, and it just does a really nice job. So you have that. As far as spread go, or bunch spread, you have kind of, again, your just basic stuff, but motion slot under with that short corner. Do something like that. And now you have a zig and a corner combo over there to attack the right side of the field. Another thing I like to do out of Bunch X Nasty, it's what I call just a standard combo, because it doesn't necessarily need any specific play. But what's nice about this is, this is going to do a really good job of being able to attack man coverage, zone coverage, whatever coverage they want to put on the field. You see there, if they jump out to go guard the corner, then the drag is wide open underneath of them. So those are, I guess, some of the mainstay plays. The 5 wide stuff, I don't think there's a whole lot of value in that. But, if you get a formation, let's say you get a formation like this, you want to audible down, you have this tight Y off to be able to audible down to stretch. The stretch can run either side. One of the things you can do is this motion right here will create kind of a short side bunch, and it gets really good blocking on wide zone, and it's an easy run to be able to pop kind of these other sets. So anyways, that is the way that I like to score, the way that I like to move the ball in the middle of the field. Now let's talk about a little bit of red zone stuff down here. And if you guys want to get any of my full offensive or defensive ebooks, they are in our school community, and that link is going to be in the description down below. $10 gets you access to everything for Madden and for college football. So if you want to sign up for that, again, that link is going to be in the description. So motion wide post, best red zone play in the game. In my opinion, what you're going to do is something just like this, very simple. And you're looking really for this in route right in that little pocket. Very good route, and very difficult for them to be able to consistently be able to defend that. And then if they do run any kind of like cover 2, a couple things you can look for. First and foremost, the table route can pull the yellows a little bit, and so there's these little pockets where you can throw like your post or your table, and we'll show cover 2 hard flat here. I think one of the more underrated throws you can make is the slant late. So we'll see if we can actually hit this. Kind of right in that little window right there. It's a tight window, but it is something that can be thrown against cover 2 if their user is committing to the post. Most of the time, the user is going to commit to the post route. Like most of the time, the user is going to take this post. So let me show this again. Cover 2. Let me give myself a little extra time here. But essentially, the play breaks down, and you're looking kind of right in that little back corner of that right side. That is such an underrated throw against cover 2 that you want to have. But that is motion post. Now, let's say, you want another red zone play. Another really good red zone play is quick fork zig. What you're going to do here is you're going to deep cross your tight end. I like to drag my other receiver, and then what I would do on this outside is a flat, something like that. But what basically you're looking for is that delay route right there. And a lot of times they will just go ahead and they will go over there and they will user that. Well, the problem is if they do that, you leave this ghost route and crosser route on the left hand side here, and you'll see that this ghost route holds flat zones, and that's why it is such a powerful route. So the ghost route will hold a flat. Let me show that one more time. So the ghost route will hold this cloud or hard flat on the left side, and then the tight end crosser, it's wide open in the back corner of the end zone. I need a little bit better of a pass lead there, but we'll show it to you one more time. But again, this is just the power, and you could call this from Wild Trio Week. They have that play, but this is just the power of the ghost route. So you'll see here again. Watch that go. See how that cloud is being held, and then you have that crosser right in that little pocket. So this is another really good red zone play that you can use to pass down here. And then if you want to run the ball, and I'll just go over some random stuff. Like I said, they have a really good run formation in this wing tight left. You have wide zone, which will be their base run. But, wide zone is consistently, right? It's consistently one of the best under center runs in the red zone. You have it to both sides, as you can see. And then you also have off the same exact look, you can go to the halfback power. And the halfback power with the pulling guard is a really nice counter run to the wide zone, because the defense that you have set up for both of those are a little bit different. So against more of a spread out look, these power runs are really, really good down here. Right, I'm getting kind of crazy shedded by the linebackers, but you see that we're able to kind of like just pick our holes and be able to run the ball. So that, and then you also have a duo run, which 26 duo runs are harder to shoot in this year's game, and they're just a good all-around run that you have access to as well. The other thing you have is you have all that crazy halfback direct snap, RPO read flat that we talked about earlier, and then the other thing is you have this shotgun wing slot. What's nice about the wing slot is you have a dual run. So when you come out in shotgun, right, they might not be expecting a heavy run set, but this duo is really good at just finding creases in the defense, and it's one of the best ways to run the ball down here in the red zone. So then if they're giving you a look like, let's say they're kind of like selling out to stop your duo run, then you can audible down and you can start to run like a wide zone type of run, just depending on, obviously the front that they're giving you. Right there, the linebacker made the play of his career, but you just have a lot of options with this. Now you do have an outside zone here, and you also have a halfback punch. The halfback punch gives you a nice pulling guard, but sometimes they can shoot through like that, which is why I think duo is a little bit just more consistent, because you see he's never going to shoot through, and you're going to be able to run this ball in. So that is the Bears playbook. Thanks for watching. And if you guys want to check out any of our full offensive and defensive ebooks, they're available in our school community, and that link is in the description down below.